Hello students, welcome to my class. Today we are going to discuss about a prose piece that is in your syllabus. The name of the prose piece is The Ailing Planet, the Green Movement's Role. So this is a topic about our environment in the earth, the planet. We are living in the planet that is earth and its green movement. What is the role of the green movement? এইটো এটা পৰিৱেশৰ ওপৰত পৰ্যবেশিত এটা বিষয়বস্তু আৰু আমাৰ এই যে পৃথিৱীখন আছে এই পৃথিৱীৰ যেটো বনানী ইয়াৰ যেটো হবুজিমা যেটো পৰিৱেশ ইয়াক লৈ এইটো লিখা হৈছে and this is written by one of the most eminent personalities, a Padma Vibhushan of India, Nani Palkhiwala. And Nani Palkhiwala, his full name is Nani Ardeshir Palkhiwala. He was an eminent jurist. He was an expert on the law and he also was the Advocate General of India for several years. And though he was offered the Supreme Court judgeship, but he denied because he was an activist. তেওঁ এজন activist আছিল এই কাৰণে তেওঁ সুপ্ৰিম কোৰ্টৰ জজৰ পদবীটো প্ৰত্যাখ্যান কৰিছিল কিন্তু তেওঁ এডভোকেট জেনেৰেল হৈ আছিল কিছু বছৰ আৰু তেওঁ পদ্ম বিভূষণ উপাধি দিয়া হৈছিল ৰাষ্ট্ৰপতিৰ দ্বাৰা আৰু তেওঁৰ যেটো প্ৰমিনেন্স যেটো খ্যাতি এটো দুটা বিষয়ৰ ওপৰত আছিল ওয়ান ইজ ল হি ওয়াজ এন এক্টিভিষ্ট ইন দ্য রাইটস মানৱ অধিকাৰৰ পৰা আৰম্ভ কৰি হিউম্যান ৰাইটছৰ পৰা আৰম্ভ কৰি সকলো লিগ্যাল ৰাইটস আইনগত অধিকাৰৰ ওপৰত তেওঁ এজন পণ্ডিত আছিল আৰু তেওঁ মানুহক তাৰ সম্পৰ্কত সজাগ কৰিছিল সজাগতা আনাৰ কাৰণে তেওঁ বহুত লিখামেলাও কৰিছিল মিটিংও কৰিছিল ভাষণ দিছিল and he was also equally an efficient person on finance, on economics. So as long as he was there very healthy, he was analyzing the annual budget of India after every presentation in the parliament. Parliament বার্ষিক বাজেটটো পেশ হোৱাৰ পিছত তেওঁ তাৰ ব্যাখ্যা দিছিল জনসাধাৰণৰ কাৰণে and he was not only concerned about the economics and legal rights but also he was concerned about the environment, the ecology and so many things, poverty and all other things. So this particular essay is about the environmental issues that our world is facing. তেওঁৰ এটা চিন্তা হৈছে যে আমি যেটো পৃথিৱীত আছো এই পৃথিৱীত অকলে প্ৰাণী থাকাৰ প্ৰমাণ আছে so how we have to make this planet, make this earth sustainable. আমি ইয়াক কেনেকৈ দীৰ্ঘস্থায়ী কৰিম ইয়াৰ যেটো লাইফ সিস্টেম যেটো ইয়াত যেটো লাইফ পোৱা যায় জীৱনটো পোৱা যায় তাক কেনেকৈ আমি দীৰ্ঘজীৱী কৰিম and this article was published on 24th November 1994 and in this article he is expressing his appreciation for different environmental movements throughout the world as well as the environmental issues that we should be conscious about because he was an activist, I told you. So he wants to make the people of this earth very conscious about their own life which we have taken for granted. আমি আমার জীবনটোকে ধৰি লৈছোঁ যেনেকৈ এইটো আমি পাইছোঁ আৰু ইয়াতে এনেকৈ আছে, এনেকৈ চিৰস্থায়ী হৈ থাকিব, কিন্তু এইটো নহয়, বাস্তৱিক এইটো নহয়। এই পৃথিৱীখন সদায় পৰিৱৰ্তন হৈ আছে, পৰিৱৰ্তনশীল। আৰু এই পৃথিৱীখন কেনেকৈ আমি জীয়াই থকাৰ কাৰণে উপযোগী হৈ থাকিব, তাৰ কাৰণে তেওঁ আমাক সজাগ কৰাৰ কাৰণে এই বিষয়বস্তুৰ অৱতাৰণা কৰিছে। So what he has written? He is telling that one cannot recall any movement in world history which has gripped the imagination of the entire human race so completely and so rapidly as the Green Movement, which started nearly 25 years ago in 1972. যে 1972 এটা গ্ৰীণ মুভমেণ্ট ষ্টাৰ্ট কৰা হৈছিল। তেওঁ কৈছে যে পৃথিৱীৰ বুৰঞ্জীত যিমান আন্দোলন হৈছে, যিমান বিপ্লৱ হৈছে, তাৰ ভিতৰত এইটো আটাইতকৈ গুৰুত্বপূৰ্ণ। কিয় আন্দোলন আৰু বিপ্লৱবিলাক কিয় হৈছিল? না, মানুহ নিজৰ স্বাধীনতা, মানুহ নিজৰ অধিকাৰ সাব্যস্ত কৰাৰ কাৰণে বিভিন্ন আন্দোলন কৰিছে। দেশৰ কাৰণে, জাতিৰ কাৰণে, ভাষাৰ কাৰণে, বিভিন্ন কাৰণে। কিন্তু গোটেই পৃথিৱীৰ পৰিৱেশক ৰক্ষা কৰাৰ কাৰণে আন্দোলন কেতিয়াও হোৱা নাছিল। চ' দিছ ইজ ইউনিক, দিছ ইজ এ ইউনিক মুভমেণ্ট। Therefore, he is telling in 1972, when the Green Movement was launched in New Zealand, it became a unique movement in human history. And it is world's first nationwide Green Party was founded in New Zealand. Since then, the movement has not looked back. So this movement, when it was started in New Zealand, people of New Zealand started this movement. This became an unprecedented, unique movement, and it has made progress day by day, rather than going away. Other movements, they have come and they have gone. মানুহৰ বুৰঞ্জীত যিমান বিপ্লৱ আছে, যিমান বিদ্ৰোহ আছে, এইবিলাক কৈছে, শেষ হৈছে। কিন্তু এই যে সবুজ বিপ্লৱ, গ্ৰীণ মুভমেণ্ট, this has become more intensive, more widespread, বেছি ব্যাপক হৈছে। So he is telling, we have shifted one hopes irrevocably from the mechanistic view to the holistic and ecological view of the world. The modern world, in the modern world, man became mechanical. After the discovery of the machines, discovery of science and technology, man thought that this world is like a machine. All the resources in this world are unlimited and permanent. It is not going to exhaust. আমাৰ যিমান সম্বল আছে, এই সম্বলবিলাক শেষ নহয়, এইটো ভাবিছিল মানুহ কল কাৰখানা বনাইছে, বস্তু প্ৰডাকশ্যন কৰি আছে, ভাবিছে কেতিয়াও শেষ নাপায়, আমি এনেকৈ জীয়াই থাকিম। চ' দ্য মেকানিকেল ভিউ অফ দ্য লাইফ ৱাজ বেছড অন এফ্লুৱেঞ্চ, প্ৰাচুৰ্যৰ ওপৰত আমাৰ জীৱন। আমি যিমান খৰচ কৰিব পাৰিম, যিমান নষ্ট কৰিব পাৰিম, that was the view of the modern world. But now this green movement has made us think about or rethink about that modern world, that these things are not permanent. তুমি এটা বাইক কিনিছা, ভাবিছা যিমান তেল ভৰাই থাকিম চলি থাকিব। But from where the oil will come? The oil has its limits. The air has its limit. So this green movement has brought a new consciousness to mankind. And for the first time, man became aware that we are living on very limited resources and we must be responsible for that. Therefore, the mechanical view became the ecological view. And he is telling that this had a beginning. And from where it had started? It had started from the revolutionary ideas of Copernicus brought in 16th century. Up to 16th century in Europe, people believed in the religious theory. ধার্মিক বিচারধারাত আমি বিশ্বাস কৰিছিলোঁ কি না ওপৰত কি আছে না হেভেন স্বৰ্গ, আমি পৃথিৱীত আছোঁ, ওপৰত ভগৱান আছে, তলত নৰক আছে বা কিবা আছে। দ্য হেভেন, আৰ্থ এণ্ড হেল, এণ্ড এভৰিথিং ইজ ফিক্সড। আৱাৰ প্লেনেট ইজ ফিক্সড, sun, moon, they are fixed, they are being moved by the god. But in 16th century, Copernicus, he said that nothing is fixed. The earth is moving around the sun. Rather, the sun is comparatively fixed. Sun is not exactly fixed, but comparatively fixed. So, this view of Copernicus changed the idea and brought a scientific concept to the consciousness of man. মানুহৰ মাথাত এটা সজাগতা আনিল যে আমাৰ এই পৃথিৱীখন স্থিৰ নহয়, এইটো ঘূৰি আছে, পৃথিৱীৰ চাৰিওফালে ঘূৰি আছে। Therefore, the human history, there is a growing worldwide consciousness that the earth itself is living organism. So who can move? Only a living organism. You may say, you may argue, sir, the vehicles are moving. Are they living? No. Why? Because they are not moving by themselves. They are being moved by man or technology. But when a planet is moving by itself, it is a living organism. So from 16th century, the consciousness came that earth is a living organism. And the earth's vital signs reveal a patient in declining health. We began to realize our ethical obligation to be good stewards of the planet and responsible trustees of the legacy for future generations. So gradually, man became conscious. And when in 19th century, 20th century, man went on exploiting the natural resources more and more through industrial revolution, through industrial expansion, some people gradually started thinking that if planet is a living organism, then it is now becoming a patient. Why? Because we are trying to take away its vital resources. So we must care for its health, good health. We must be like trustees. আমি তার রক্ষণাবেক্ষণ কৰিব লাগিব, তার যত্ন নিব লাগিব, খালি তাক ব্যৱহাৰ কৰি থাকিলে নহ'ব। আমি যেনেকৈ ঘৰতে গৰু ৰাখিছোঁ, গৰুৰ পৰা আমি খাইছোঁ, কিন্তু গৰুক খুৱাব লাগিব, তাৰ যত্ন কৰিব লাগিব। গৰু যদি ভালকৈ নাখায়, তাৰ যদি স্বাস্থ্য ভাল নাথাকে, সি ভাল গাখীৰ নিদিব। So, if we have to live in this world for a long, long time, and if we have to keep this world healthy for our future generation, আমি অকলে আমাৰ কথাটো চিন্তা কৰিলে নহ'ব। We have to think about our future generation. আমাৰ ল'ৰা ছোৱালীৰ কাৰণে থৈ যাব লাগিব, নাতিৰ কাৰণে থৈ যাব লাগিব। So we have to give out our selfishness and be careful about the world. We should not exploit it mindlessly. The mindless exploitation of the world will lead towards its death and destruction. So, the concept of sustainable development, it was popularized in 1987. 1987 প্রথমবাৰৰ বাবে World Commission on Environment and Development এটা গঠন কৰা হ'ল, World Commission on Environment and Development in 1987, and it made a survey, made an estimate, and what it said, the development that meets the needs of the present without compromising the ability of the future generations to meet their needs without stripping the natural world of resources future generations should need. The first World Commission on Environment and Development, they said, what is sustainable development? Sustainable development কলে কি না আমি আমার বর্তমান আবশ্যকতার কারণে যিখিনি রিসোর্স ব্যবহার কৰি আছো, whatever resources we are using at present for our own development, we must keep in mind that we have also to leave behind resources for the development in the future period, for the future generation. They also need the resources. And this consciousness, this idea is known as the sustainable development. So the need of the future generation, the future time must be kept in mind while using the present resources. আমি যেতিয়া বর্তমান কয়লা, পেট্রোল বা বেলেগ খনিজ বস্তুবিলাক ব্যৱহাৰ কৰি আছো, আমি মনত ৰাখিব লাগিব আমি গোটেইবিলাক তুলি আনিলে নহ'ব, সব আমি ব্যৱহাৰ কৰি দিলে নহ'ব। আমাৰ ফিউচাৰ জেনেৰেশ্যন, আমাৰ ল'ৰা ছোৱালী, আমাৰ নাতিপুতি কি কৰিব? তেওঁলোকে কেনেকৈ চলিব? How they will live in this world? So this consciousness, this concept of development, gradual development, keeping in mind the future, is known as sustainable development. Excuse me. So, in 1979, before this World Commission on Environment, there was first World Climate Summit at Geneva in Switzerland. There was the Western countries in particular, they convened a meeting and which was known as the first World Climate Summit, which was held at Geneva in Switzerland. And then in 1992, we had first Earth Summit. Gradually, these concepts of care for the planet made us more responsible, and gradually the world was trying to form different organizations to look at the different aspects of environment. So 1979, the first World Climate Summit, and before that the first World Commission on Environment and Development in 1987, and in 1992 there was the first Earth Summit or Rio Summit in Brazil. In Brazil, at Rio de Janeiro, there was the first Earth Summit. Different countries came together, they had a thoughtful session, they had some discussion, some workshop. That how can we make this world sustainable in spite of competition in using the natural resources between different countries. Different countries are competing with each other, developing themselves. So, within this competition, how can we keep our world sustainable? And in this manner, what we find? That the awareness is beginning to change of attitude from domination to partnership. So previously people were thinking that nature should be dominated. I mean nature uporat, prakritir uporat bijoy hasil koribo lagibo. That was the concept of the romantic people. They conquered the sea, they conquered the mountains, they conquered the deserts, they conquered many lands. But now the thought came in the latter part of 20th century that we should not dominate, but how we should be the partner, the stakeholder in the management of this earth. আমি প্রকৃতির লগত, পরিবেশৰ লগত পার্টনার হৈ থাকিব লাগিব। আমি তাৰ মালিক হৈ থাকিব নালাগে। মালিক হলে ই নষ্ট হৈ যাব আৰু হি যেতিয়া ধ্বংস পাব আমি ধ্বংস হৈ যাম। Why? Because we cannot create anything. We are dependent completely on the nature. And he is giving one example. How? that dominant idea, that idea of man as the master of nature, is being reflected in one of the places. In the zoo at Lusaka, Zambia, there is a cage where the notice reads the world's most dangerous animal. জাম্বিয়া, আফ্রিকার জাম্বিয়া দেখত লুসাকাত এটা জু আছে, চিড়িয়াঘর আছে। এই চিড়িয়াঘৰত এটা কেজ আছে, তাতে লিখা আছে ওয়ার্ল্ডস মোস্ট ডেঞ্জারাস অ্যানিমাল, বাট দ্যার ইজ নো অ্যানিমাল, there is only a mirror, life size mirror. So whoever goes there can see the reflection. মানুহ তার নিজের প্রতিবিম্বটো দেখা পাব। That means man is the most dangerous animal on this planet. That is the idea behind this. And why man is the most dangerous animal in this world? Because man is a hunter. Man kills different animals, birds. Man also farms, keeps animals and birds for his food. Man exploits natural resources. Man cuts down the trees. Man blasts the stones. Man destroys the streams and rivers. মানৱ নেচাৰৰ প্ৰত্যেকটো পাৰ্টক, প্ৰত্যেকটো ভাগক ক্ষতি পहुঁচাই আছে। Man is the greatest exploiter. Man is the dangerous animal. সবকে শেষ কৰি দিব খুজিছে। Because he wants to be the master of this world, of this nature. We have been taught man is the most weak animal, but man becomes the most powerful. And for that, man becomes more selfish, most selfish. So, scientists have catalogued about 1.4 million living species with which mankind shares the earth. Estimates vary widely as regards the still uncatalogued living species. As at the time of writing this article, যেতিয়া তেওঁ এই আৰ্টিকেল লিখিছে তেতিয়ালৈকে কি হৈছে না around 1.4 million living species, different type of species were identified by man or the scientists. But still millions of species are there in the world about whom we don't know how they are contributing to the development of this world. The nature, আমি বহু সময়ত ভাবোঁ কিছুমান ক্ৰিচাৰ আছে ইউজলেছ, মাৰি পেলাও। Suppose we can kill the crow, we can kill the rat, they are not helping us, but they are helping. They are helping us in some other way, in keeping the nature intact, growing. The nature, the environment is a workshop of cooperation. গোটেই পৰিৱেশটোৰ ভিতৰত কি হৈছে না সবে সবকে কিবা কৰি সাহায্য কৰি আছে। Everyone is contributing towards the sustenance of this nature. But man is thinking that I am the master, I know everything. But no, man has not known anything. Man has known only a part of it. There are still mysteries, there are still creatures, there are still living species about whom we don't know much. Therefore, these living species, they are living in the, languishing in the ignominious darkness. We don't know much about them. তেওঁলোকৰ সম্পৰ্কত আমাৰ কোনো জ্ঞান নাই বা তেওঁলোক অন্ধকাৰত আছে। One of the early international commissions which dealt inter alia with the question of ecology and environment was the Brand Commission, which had a distinguished Indian as one of its members, Mr. L.K. Jha. The first Brand report raised the question, are we to leave our successors a scorched planet of advancing deserts, impoverished landscapes and ailing environment? So, regarding this health of the planet, পৃথিবীর স্বাস্থ্যের সম্পর্কত এটা কমিশন, there were several commissions. One of the commissions name was the Brand Commission. And Brand Commission had one Indian, prominent Indian, Mr. L.K. Jha, who was a great economist. And that commission had given a report, and in that report they found that man is exploiting the natural resources in such a manner that shortly the world will be turning into, most part of the world will be turning into deserts. মরুভূমির বহুভাগ পরিণত হয়ে যাব, and world will be out of many resources, বহু রিসোর্স নাইকিয়া হয়ে যাব. So are we going to leave the world in such a condition? আমি আমার সন্তান সন্ততি ল'ৰা ছোৱালীক কি এনেকুৱা পৃথিৱী এখন দি যাম য'ত নেচাৰেল ৰিচোৰ্চ নাথাকিব বা বহুত কম থাকিব, নাইবা ইয়াতে বেছিভাগ এৰিয়াত পানী পোৱা নাযাব, পানী নাথাকিব, গছ নাথাকিব. So can we give such a world to our future? Because we are more conscious about our future, for our future generation. So how can we do that? That will be an injustice and that will be a cruelty. Mr. Lester R. Brown, in his thoughtful book, The Global Economic Prospect, points out that the Earth's principal biological systems are four: fisheries, forest, grasslands, and croplands. And they form the foundation of the global economic system. So there is another writer who writes analyzing the present condition of the earth by telling that in our ecosystem, biological ecosystem, we have four most important systems which are responsible for our existence. আমি এই চারিটার কারণে বাঁচিয়ে আছি. What were they? Fisheries, forest, grassland, and cropland. খেতি বাতি কৰা যিখিনি ল্যান্ড, এইটো এটা কিয় না খেতি নকৰিলে আমি খাব নোৱাৰিম. আমি গ্ৰাছল্যান্ড, আমাৰ গৰু ছাগল তাতে তেওঁলোকৰ খাদ্য পাব. ফৰেষ্ট ফৰ আৱাৰ হাউচেছ, ফৰ আৱাৰ আদাৰ নিডস উই ডিপেন্ড অন ফরেস্ট. অ্যান্ড ফিশারি আৰু এটা খাদ্যৰ সোর্স. And in addition to supplying our food, these four systems provide virtually all the raw materials. A 3-year study using satellites and aerial photography conducted by the United Nations warns that the environment has deteriorated so badly that it is critical in many of the 88 countries investigated. And this book has found that after investigating through the satellite উপর স্টাডি করা হয়েছে বা ফটোগ্রাফি করা হয়েছে ইউনাইটেড নেশনস, জাতিসংঘর দ্বারা, and they have warned that environment has deteriorated so badly. এনভায়রনমেন্ট বহুত নষ্ট হয়েছে, পরিবেশ নষ্ট হয়েছে, বায়ুমণ্ডল নষ্ট হয়েছে, that it is critical in many of the 88 countries investigated. প্রায় 88 countries ইনভেস্টিগেট করে দেখা গেছে যে পরিবেশ বা প্রকৃতির যেটু সম্বল প্রায় ভাগ বেশিরভাগ নষ্ট হয়েছে. There can be no doubt that the growth of the world population is one of the strongest factors distorting the future human society. It took mankind more than 1 million years to reach the first billion. Then how all our resources are being overexploited, are being spent? So what are the factors? যদি আমার এই সম্বলবিলাক, প্ৰাকৃতিক সম্বলবিলাক ক্ষয় হৈ আছে, নষ্ট হৈ আছে খুব স্পীডত, তাৰ কাৰণবিলাক কি? So the first reason is our population. Our population, human population is a problem. Our population to बहुत rapidly बढ़ी আছে. And he is telling that it took more than 1 million years to reach the first billion. প্রথম বিলিয়ন মানুষ হওয়ার কারণে millions of years লাগিছে. That was the world population around year 1800. By the year 1900, a second billion was added. Kintu tar next 100 years, within 100 years, another billion people were added. So human population had grown very rapidly in 19th century. In 19th century, why population grew rapidly? Because of the economic development, because of the extra exploitation of the natural resources through science and technology, through industrial revolution. আমি যিমান বস্তু প্ৰডাকশ্যন কৰিছিলোঁ, ইণ্ডাষ্ট্ৰিয়েল প্ৰডাকশ্যন তাক প্ৰডাকশ্যনটো বহুত বঢ়াই দিলে। চ' our life became more easy, more comfortable, and our population grew. And the 20th century has added another 3.7 billion. Next 100 years of আমি 3.7 billion population বাড়ি গ'ল। The present world population is estimated at 5.7 billion. So if you look at the growth of population, the population is growing in a very, very rapid speed, rapid manner. And as a result, what happens? The burden of this human population is on our natural resources. Our natural resources ওপৰত এই গোটেই বৰ্ডনটো আহিছে, যাৰ ফলত কি হৈছে, নেচাৰেল ৰিচোৰ্চ বেছিকৈ ইউজ হৈছে, ক্ষয় হৈছে, আৰু আমাৰ বিভিন্ন প্ৰকৃতিৰ যিটো ক্ষমতা তাৰ অৱক্ষয় ঘটিছে। So nature is suffering, nature is being deteriorated, our environment is suffering from deterioration due to the excessive growth of human population in this modern period. And that is the most important factor of our planet becoming ill. আমাৰ পৃথিৱীখন যে অসুস্থ হৈ পৰি আছে, বেমাৰ হৈ পৰি আছে, তাৰ মুখ্য কাৰণটো হ'ল আমাৰ জনসংখ্যাৰ বিস্ফোৰণ, বৃদ্ধি বুলি ক'ব নোৱাৰি, বিস্ফোৰণ ঘটি আছে। So we must think about it very seriously. So for today, let us stop here and we will discuss the other points in the next class. Thank you.